The Shadow of the Stranger Woman in the House. Chapter 1. Whispers in the Damp Dawn. The summer rains had returned to Savannah, Georgia, heavy and unrelenting, turning the air thick with humidity that clung to the skin like a shroud. It was barely 6 a.m. on a fog-shrouded Tuesday, and the old house on Elm Street creaked under the weight of the storm. Simone Whitlock, a 45-year-old woman with sharp green eyes shadowed by years of quiet suburban life, stirred awake in her four-poster bed. The room was dim, lit only by the faint gray light filtering through lace curtains that billowed like ghosts in the draft. Beside her, her husband Jerome slept soundly, his chest rising and falling in rhythmic ignorance. The house, built in 1948, had always felt alive, too alive. Its wooden floors groaned without cause, doors swung open on their own, and shadows seemed to linger in corners long after the sun had set. Simone slipped out of bed, her bare feet touching the cold oak floorboards that sent an involuntary shiver up her spine. She wrapped a thin robe around her slender frame and padded downstairs to the kitchen. The air smelled of mildew and aged wood, a scent that had grown familiar over their 20 years in this inherited relic from Jerome's family. As she brewed coffee, a low rumble echoed from the attic, a sound like furniture scraping across the floor, slow and deliberate. She froze, mug in hand, her heart quickening. Just the house settling, she told herself, but the noise came again, sharper this time, accompanied by a faint whisper, like fabric rustling in the dark. Shaking it off, Simone moved to the living room window, rag in hand, determined to banish the grime before the coastal rains worsened. The glass was fogged, and as she wiped it clean, the world outside sharpened into view. Moss-draped oaks, empty streets glistening with puddles, and an unnatural stillness. Her reflection stared back, pale, with dark circles under her eyes from sleepless nights plagued by vague dread. That's when her phone buzzed violently in her pocket, jolting her like an electric shock. The screen lit up. "Yvette calling." "Yvette," Simone answered, her voice barely above a whisper, as if speaking louder might summon something from the shadows. "Simone. Darling, it's me. I'm in Savannah for just one day. Passing through on my way to Charleston. Coffee at Magnolia Tree Cafe. 9 a.m. sharp." Yvette's voice was bright, effervescent, cutting through the gloom like sunlight. Simone hesitated, glancing at the dust-laden shelves and the stairs leading to the second floor. The house needed cleaning, especially Jerome's study, with its ancient books that seemed to watch her. But Yvette was her childhood friend, the one who'd shared secrets under willow trees, dreamed of escaping this sleepy town. "I'd love to," she replied, forcing warmth into her tone. "But the house. It's a mess." "Then hire help. Remember Brianna from the alley. Sweet girl needs the cash for college." Yvette's laugh was infectious. "Go. Live a little." Simone smiled faintly and hung up. Brianna Parrish, 22, lived 2 blocks away, a quiet, wide-eyed young woman with a kind smile and a backpack full of textbooks. Simone dialed her number. It rang twice before Brianna's soft voice answered. "Miss Simone. Everything okay? Brianna dear, I need the house cleaned today. Study, stairs, shelves. Be gentle with Jerome's books. Spare keys under the mat. Lock up when done. $50 cash." "Yes, ma'am. I'll be there in 10. Brianna's gratitude was palpable. Simone left the key, grabbed her purse and drove to the cafe, the wipers slashing through the relentless drizzle. The house faded in her rear view, its silhouette looming like a sentinel in the mist. Magnolia Tree Cafe nestled under a massive live oak, its branches twisting like skeletal fingers. Yvette waved from a corner table, her auburn hair glowing in the soft light. They hugged fiercely, memories flooding back. Barefoot summers, whispered dreams, the night Alana, Simone's sister, disappeared 30 years ago, shattering their world. Over steaming lattes, Yvette spoke of her city life, grown children, divorce. Simone shared snippets of Jerome's novelist fame, her retired days of quiet emptiness. Laughter bubbled up, easing the knot in Simone's chest. But at 10:15 a.m., her phone rang again. Unknown number. She answered with a smile, expecting Brianna's shy, "All done, Miss Simone." The voice was a ragged whisper, laced with terror. Breathing heavy, erratic. Is there anyone else in the house?" Simone's blood turned to ice. The cafe's chatter faded. "Brianna." "No, why? What's wrong?" Silence, then a choke sob. "There's a woman upstairs. On the second floor. I was scrubbing the stairs. Saw her. Long white dress, messy hair. She walked down the hallway. Into the last room." Simone's hand trembled, coffee spilling. "A woman." The house was empty. Secure. "Brianna, get out now. Lock the door, wait outside." "I'm coming." She dropped cash on the table, ignoring Yvette's alarmed "Simone," and bolted to her car. Tires screeched as she sped through rain-slick streets, dialing 911. "Intruder in my home. 142 Elm Street. Hurry." The drive felt eternal, red lights blurring, horns blaring. Her mind raced. Burglar. Squatter. How? Visions of masked figures. Blood on the stairs. By the time she arrived, a police cruiser idled curbside, lights flashing silently in the downpour. Brianna huddled on the porch steps, soaked and shivering, eyes wide as saucers. Simone enveloped her in a hug. "Are you hurt?" Brianna shook her head, teeth chattering. I saw her, Miss Simone. Like a ghost. Pale, floating." 2 officers emerged. Officer Hale, grizzled and stern. Officer Reyes, young and alert. "Ma'am, we've swept the place. Every room, closet, attic. No one. No forced entry. Windows locked tight." Simone exhaled shakily, relief warring with dread. Brianna whispered, "She wasn't real. But I swear." Jerome's sedan pulled up then, headlights piercing the gloom. He stepped out, umbrella in hand, surprise etching his handsome face. Simone rushed to him, words tumbling. The call, the woman, police. Jerome's lips curved in a faint, knowing smile, oddly calm. He patted Brianna's shoulder. "Tired eyes, miss. Old houses play tricks. Sun through the windows. Shadows." Brianna flushed, averting her gaze. Simone frowned. Brianna wasn't fanciful. But Jerome's logic soothed the edges of panic. She paid Brianna, sent her home, apologized to police. The rain pounded harder, as if mocking her. That night, as thunder rolled, Simone lay awake, staring at the ceiling. The house whispered, creaks, sighs, a distant thud from upstairs. Just imagination, she thought. But deep down, the shadow lingered. 3 months passed. Simone retired fully. Her days now endless stretches in the creaking house. No more office bustle. Just silence, broken by Jerome's typing in his study. Nights grew restless. Insomnia clawed at her. It started subtly. Scratches in the walls like nails dragging slowly. Then footsteps, light, pacing in the attic above their bedroom. Simone bolted upright one midnight, heart hammering. "Jerome! Hear that?" He mumbled sleepily. "Rats love. Old house." But the sounds escalated. Chair legs scraping. Pages rustling as if someone read in secret. One dawn over breakfast she pressed. "It's not rats. Someone's up there." Jerome yawned over his newspaper. "Traps tomorrow. End of story." He bought them, vicious metal snaps, and placed them at the attic ladder. That night silence reigned. Relief washed over Simone. He was right. But horror crept back in insidious ways. A foggy afternoon, Simone bought spicy sausage from the market. Her guilty pleasure. Jerome despised spice. His tongue blistered at a hint. She wrapped it, stored it in the fridge. Next morning, a chunk gone, bite marks jagged. "Jerome, did you?" He glanced up. "Tried it yesterday. Surprisingly good." Lies, he'd never touch it. Days later, gone entirely. No wrapper and trash. Simone's stomach twisted. Ooh. A weekend trip to Charleston. They returned late, house dark and still. Simone entered the upstairs bathroom. Splash. The floor was flooded, icy water seeping into her slippers. Shower walls dripped fresh beads. Jerome. Someone showered. A shrug. Rain leak. Pipes old. Outside bone-dry streets. No rain. He never called a plumber. The flood vanished by morning. Cleaning Jerome's study, papers spilled. A stuck drawer popped open. Inside, a leather-bound notebook, handwriting feminine, elegant, not Jerome's typed precision. Pages brimmed with plots mirroring his bestsellers. Isolated women, buried secrets. Whose? Jerome hated handwriting. Simone's pulse raced. She hid it, heart pounding. That night, creak in the hall. Attic door ajar. Draft carrying musty scent. Jerome, it's open. He checked, closed tight. You're imagining, Simone. Tense from retirement. Doubt nod. Was she mad? 1 a.m. Bed empty, sheets cold. Jerome gone. Study empty. Kitchen empty. Upstairs silhouette. Jerome barefoot carrying a clean, empty plate. It shattered on the stairs. Working upstairs. Got hungry. Lies piled like snow. Jerome left suddenly for inspiration in Atlanta. Warning. Don't let anyone in. Especially Sterling. Doorbell. Sterling and assistant. Jerome's home. Lights on in attic nightly. Neighbors saw. Attic lights. Fragments connected. Noises, food, water, notebook. Rage replaced fear. Ladder dragged up. Rusty latch click. Flashlight pierced darkness. Corner. Lit lamp, woman in white. Alana, Simone's lost sister. Thin, haunted, surrounded by manuscripts. Sister. Alana's tale. Accidental killing, Jerome's cover-up. 30 years captive, her stories stolen. Alana's sobs revealed all. Jerome buried the body. Built empire on her words. Manipulated with threats. Simone's world shattered. Rage burned. Police raid. Body found, Jerome arrested. Alana confessed. Then suicide in custody. Her letter. Publish my story as Lucia Whitlock. Simone edited, published. Bestseller. Jerome jailed. Alana free in death. The house quiet now, attic a library. Truth freed them all.